What's up, y'all? Episode 4 of the Roughneck Fishing Show is here. Tonight, I have special guest Alan Gray. He is a Major League Fishing Tournament Director, long time. He's a hell of a fisherman in his own right. And yeah, I'm going to bring him in here in a second. All right. All right, y'all. Rob Crane reporting live from the Armpit of America. Welcome to episode 4. First one of 2022. And I'm going to bring Mr. Allen in. All right, Allen, there he is. We'll do a quick shameless plug to Kitech and Thunderhawk. We're going to do a different view tonight. A little up close and personal. There we go. All right, Allen. So how long have you been a tournament director for?
First of all, Rob, thanks for having me, dude. This is awesome. I know we've been trying to do it for weeks, it seems like. And just if I'm not out of the country, laid up in the sun with my wife or the holidays or a tornado or something here in Western Kentucky, it's a hard life in Jamaica, I promise you. But, man, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. Man, I got hired by FLW way back in 2008.
Wow.
Plugged around the office for a couple of years, just offered to clean the toilets just so I could get in the industry, and jumped in the industry, became a tournament director in 2010. And I've ran the walleye tour. I've ran BFLs. I've ran high schools, you name it. Man, I've been blessed to be able to do what I get to do for so long.
Yeah, the walleye deal. How long did they do that for? And it was around, 12 when they stopped doing that, or 13?
Yeah. I think right in that area, 12 or 13. And I apologize, I don't know the year exactly. But, man, when I first started there in 2008, we had the Walleye League, which is basically the BFL of walleye. It was one-day tournaments with a super tournament. And then they had the Walleye Tour, which was equivalent at the time to the FLW Tour.
Right.
Long-time Walleye Tour tournament director, Sonny Reynolds, started to get a little ill. He ended up not being able to continue to run and gun like we do. So once I was a BFL director for a year or so, they asked me to take over the Walleye Tour, which was pretty cool. To go from running single BFL days to 4-day Walleye Tour events with media boats and camera boat drivers. And I mean, you got to rent porta-johns and ice machines. You're definitely a glorified carny when it comes to running tournaments when you're there for multiple days. But the Walleye Tour was awesome. To get to hang out with guys like Jason Shakurit and Mark Quartz and all those guys that are just legends. Tommy Scarless, R.I.P. Tommy, one of the greatest men in the fishing industry. Doesn't matter if he was fishing for crappie, for bass, for walleye. He was a legend in the sport, and I got to know Tommy really, really well by running the Walleye Tour.
Yeah, I mean, so you basically went from working there at Benton for however long, for 2 years, and then promoted to that. Did you just do that first, or were you doing the bass tournaments too?
Well, when I was in the office there at the FLW office, just answering the phones, eventually an opening came up on the FLW Tour and the series to pull the stage trailer. So they gave me a dually pickup truck and the trailer and said, haul this thing to Lake Champlain. And I started hauling that trailer all over.
Basically, you like a lot of the trades out here, you had to earn your stripes before you got to get a good gig. I get it, man. Trust me.
I got some street cred. Yeah. Let me tell you real quick, the funniest street cred I had. That's right. The funniest street cred I ever did. We had an FLW tour event on Gunnersville, and I still worked in customer service, but I went to all the tour events, and they needed somebody to stay back and collect, how should I say it, expired fish. It's a great story. But unfortunately, it was June. It was on Gunnersville. And I stayed back a week. They gave me a pile of clothes from the customer service booth. And I stayed back a week with a Ranger boat, a net. And that was my job. And let me tell you, that's the worst job I've ever done in my life. I've always said I'd shovel frog crap off of a sidewalk for some money. Yeah. But you pick up fish that's been out there for a week. And a lot of them, I put a little street cred in on that one.
Yeah, that's a bad deal. That's a bad deal there. I can imagine it smelled real nice. I probably wouldn't be sticking them in the live well, I don't think, because they're not alive. So Probably
Well, I
trash
put a
bag.
garbage bag in the
Yeah,
live well, stuffed it down in there, and I'd pull up next to them
that's smart.
and net them, and then take it from the net and come over into the live well. But the problem is, you'd go to scoop them up and grab a hold of their lip and go to put them in the live well,
And
but
then
you'd hit the
break.
visor or the dash, or they'd rip apart.
Oh,
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, you don't, and you can only do 3 or 4 of them big jokers before your live well's full, and then you got to go and
oh yeah.
find somewhere to put them.
Yeah, I mean, fishing in summertime, especially, you know, the river chain, man, them fish out there in that current and eating on offshore stuff, man, they're just bruisers, and it's just a lot of stress on them. You know,
It
that's just
is,
what it is.
and we've come so far. I mean, this was a long time ago. Come so
Hmm.
far as fish care goes.
Yeah, most guys actually know how to fizz a fish. You know, thanks to
That's right.
YouTube. You know,
Mountain Dew goes a long way, and
yeah,
that's no
yeah.
joke.
I've
I'm a
saved.
tournament angler before I was a director, and Mountain Dew has saved my catch. I promise you. Not that I'm
Yep.
condoning anybody dumping Mountain Dew on their catch,
In a
but I,
pinch.
in
In
a
a
pinch,
pinch.
man, it will
I
coagulate
yeah.
their blood. And
I've seen people dump G juice straight on it too and help. You know, Mountain Dew though, from what I've gathered, is the best way to do it. It's just, I guess, it closes the blood vessels in that area, and
sure
you
does,
know, from the
sure does.
carbonation or something. It may not just be Mountain Dew. I don't know, but I've just always used Mountain Dew because that's what people said. So
That's what I heard. So that's what I rolled with. And like I
right.
promise, it has saved my fish in the past. But again, we all hear about the mortality rate of tournaments. But like I said, man, we've come so far with MLF Live release boats and G
Mhm.
Juice, like you said, and people understanding how to fizz their fish and fish
Yep.
care. It's a totally different ball
Putting
game than what
ice
it
or
was.
fin weights and ice. When I fished with Jason Lambert back in what 17, I guess it was 17 or 18. When I almost won that tournament there in Kentucky, uh, he had a whole system going all day long. You know what I
Sure.
mean? I mean, he had all these custom made fin clips and icing. I mean, he would be running down the lake and he would just kill it, stop, and start icing them every so often. You know, I mean,
Sure.
he that dude was running and gunning the main channel on that lake from the dam down past Paris and back. Like literally, we were running and scanning probably 70% of the day.
Yeah, man, you got to have a system. I like to fill 20-ounce bottles of water, freeze them. Well, actually, I
Yeah,
put a hit of G juice in them
I
first, freeze
yeah,
them, and
no,
then I just take the cap off and throw it in and let it work all day.
yeah, that's a good idea too, for sure. And fresh water, guys, in months is always a good idea. That hot stagnant water, ice, like everything we're saying right now. If you don't have those things and you're gonna go fishing in the interior United States in the middle of July and August and June, you got to have that stuff, or you're gonna lose some weight and kill some fish. This is all there is to it.
Take care of the fish. It's all we got.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me,
Especially,
I live on Kentucky Lake. It's tough to fish here, so every fish we catch, we want to take care of.
thing that's killing me about the lake. I mean, I'm from Illinois. I hate it here. I got a lot of good people that I know here, but the area as a whole, I've always just need to be on a lake. That's just who I am. So, the two front runners for years and years that I was planning on whenever I do make a move from this place one day would be there or, probably, Branson area Table Rock.
Sure, sure.
But then the carp took hold and, you know,
Man, it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming
yeah.
back strong. We're starting
Well,
to
them
look at.
commercial fishermen are doing some damage, and all them carp they're catching are huge.
They
Like those
are.
are like 7, 8 year old fish.
They're giants, man. When you latch into one with a trap or something, you might as well
Mhm.
just either cut your line now, or if you want a 1 hour fight for fun and get on the big motor and chase it a
Yeah,
mile,
during a
that's what's
tournament,
going down.
let them go with big stripers in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
First time I was ever at Kentucky Lake was in 2010, I think, and it was a club tournament down there here from Illinois. We had 40, 50, I think it was 50 something boats or whatever, and we went out of Paris. My partner, it was a team tournament. My partner's lower unit spun out or was something wrong with it, so he couldn't get it on plane. We had idle. Is about all we had. So pre-fishing, we caught some fish off the bridge there. And I was like, let's just start at the bridge and let's just go. Get on the trolling motor all day and we'll turn around and
Yep.
come back. So we did, and we came out to the bridge. As soon as we hit it, we come around the bridge and the water was boiling up on the rocks. I mean, it looked like it was boiling. All the shad had been pushed up onto the rocks on the backside of it, around the corner from the marina.
Sure.
Um, and we started throwing spinner baits up in there, and we were catching like 10 to 12 pound stripers.
Yeah.
And then he caught a keeper largemouth, and then I caught a keeper largemouth, and then the stripers were just gone. We caught 3 of them, and it was all largemouth between 2.5 and 3.5 pounds for 45 minutes straight. I mean, we were catching short fish too, but the majority of them were keeper bass to a point where they were all the same size. Like we just stopped. It's like we left them biting, came back the next day. It was a 2-day tournament and did the same thing. Not as good, but we ended up winning by 6 pounds or something.
That's a great area. I mean, right there by Kinlake Marina, right?
No, right there outside of Paris.
Oh,
Paris,
yeah.
Paris
Same concept. Same concept. Yeah, Kinlake does the same thing. Those bass will pin those shad up right there on the backside of the current. And especially in June, July, when it's real hot and the current's minimum. Yeah, that's a good place.
Yeah, it was pre-spawn on this one, so they hadn't moved up yet, but they weren't out there. But like I said, they were on the rocks, man, and it was crazy. It literally looked like the water was boiling that morning. It was a trip, good time.
Love so that was fishing stories.
That was my introductory to Kentucky Lake, and then of course, you fish it left and right too, and I fish with. If you could compile a list of the 10 best fishermen on Kentucky Lake, I probably fished with 7 of them there.
You've had them. You just ain't fished with me yet.
Yeah, I haven't fished with Island Gray, so my list ain't complete. I got Mark Rose, Jason Lambert, Randy Haynes, Cole Floyd, Brandon Hunter, Drew Boggs. I fished with Deion Hibden there, even though I ain't his lake. So I fished with quite a few guys who kind of know how to catch them there.
Well,
a little bit. All right, so we lost Alan. That's all right. He'll be back in here in a second. Everybody who is viewing on YouTube and or Facebook, be sure to leave a comment on here because I have a comment generator with StreamYard, this service that I'm using right now, and we're giving away a whole box full of tackle. And there's Alan. I see you, brother. Hold on. I'll bring you back in here.
Phone call. My bad. And sorry, folks. I'm on my cell phone here. I'm a tournament director. I'm not an IT guy.
Right. Phone calls will get you on that one. But I was just telling everybody to leave a comment on Facebook and YouTube because I'm giving away a tackle bag full of baits, which I'll show them off here a little bit. And then also an MLF decal since Mr. Alan Gray's here tonight.
Yeah, man.
I got a random comment generator. So leave a comment. You're entered. All right. So, Alan, we do have some
the backpack. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a little. I got a few of these things. If you need one, brother, I got you. But we're giving away this one, and they're full of baits. But anyway, so the BFLs, we got a few changes that were people were belly aching about over the off season, with the regionals and all that. Okay, I've fished a wild card and I fished a regional. Now the wild card, there was a side pot, and if you wanted to, basically, you're just fishing for the All-American if you don't enter the side pot. Now, if you enter the side pot, you're up for big bass and for money, placement wise. And if you didn't enter, you're not part of that. That's just what it is,
Right. So now, you're just not in the side pot.
Yeah. So now there's an entry fee, right?
That's correct. For the regionals as well as the wild card. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking here. I got my
pamphlet. Entry fee. Yeah, mine's sitting right here in front of me. The entry fee for the regionals going forward would be the same as a super tournament. $300 on a boater side, $150 as a co-ed.
Yep.
That's right. Every other tournament trail out there has an entry fee for the championship. And every tournament trail that we have, not that I'm trying to defend it here, but every tournament trail that we have has a no entry fee championship. You've got the Red Crest, the title, the Toyota Series Championship. And people, I think, maybe mistake just a little bit because we kind of put it this way over the course of the years that the regionals are the championship. But bottom line, unfortunately, it is not. The All-American is. So we still have a no entry fee championship as in the All-American. And the regional is just another tournament that they'd have to fish to get there.
Right. Yeah. And there's more money to be won now. I mean, like I said, whenever I fish a wild card, and I entered the side pot because why? I mean, you're spending a lot of money to go fish these tournaments. Yeah, making the All-American would be great, but what if you place 8th place? You know, so
Right.
it's top 6. So,
Sure.
and
You know, not only do you make your way to the All-American,
mm-hmm.
the highest finish from each division goes on to the Toyota Series championship as well. So you're looking at 2 championships, no entry fee still from a BFL.
So from each division, the highest finisher goes?
Each regional. So you got 6 regionals and a wild card. So the highest. So once you've gone to the regional, top 6 boaters, top 6 co-anglers go on to the All-American.
Right.
Now you have to compete against those other 5 guys at the All-American to go to the Toyota Series Championship. So the highest finisher from each regional will go to the Toyota Series Championship as well.
Yep, I gotcha. Yeah, and honestly, I'm gonna miss fishing the Toyota Series this year. It's awesome. I mean, I've loved it. I fished BFLs for 2 years as a co-angler in the Ozarks. Got my feet wet. Just learning how it all goes and all that kind of thing. Deer and headlights the first year especially. And then jumping to Toyotas, and it's been 6 years I've been in these, and I've made the championship 5 out of 6.
AOY, baby.
Yeah. Oh, and co of the year this year. I forgot to mention that. Come on, Alan, man.
Forget.
You ain't got to toot my horn, man. I could do that myself. You know this.
I love it. Give credit where credit's due.
So here's the story, y'all, how me and Alan met. It's 2014. I'm a broke 20-something-year-old driving a cherry red 1999 Firebird with driving to Table Rock Lake for my first BFL, a bunch of rods in my sports car, my tackle box, and I went. And I'm driving down the highway, and next thing you know, I see, I guess
it was barely St. Louis.
Yeah.
It was somewhere in there. Barely
we were still like 2.5, 3 hours out on the highway, and I look up and see the FLW truck and trailer going down the highway. All right, cool. So we just followed each other going. We were going the speed limit.
No, I wanted around you, and you drove me so crazy. I mean, of course, I didn't know who you were, and you didn't. You knew you was going fishing, but how did I know this hot fire red sports car is going to the tournament that I'm running?
Yeah, I didn't even have no stickers on it.
For 3 hours, man, this red car, I'm like, dude, you're killing me. I need around you or what? I don't know what you was doing. I never told you this part of it, but I was like, this car is driving me crazy. And wouldn't you know it, we drive all the way to the hotel.
Yep.
Right. And of course,
well, the thing was because like I got off at a rest stop, whatever, or you guys got off a rest stop, and like we would catch back up with each other and all that. I remember.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then right there you are at the hotel. I'm like, there's that red car.
Yep.
I'll be there. And then sure enough, you're there, and I checking in. You're like, hey, you fishing?
First person that I met was Alan. Yep. And we became quick buddies. He gave me some words of encouragement. Gave me some words of encouragement on my first tournament ever. I caught 1 fish that day.
I think you won big bass. Rig.
I did. I got the
5 something.
I got it right here, man. There it is, right there. Big bass.
I don't forget it. It was 5 and change at Table Rock. Yeah, I was gonna say 513. 514. I remember. Ooh, yeah. I can't remember every fish everybody catches.
1 fish I caught all day on an Alabama rig, which I had thrown maybe twice in my life before that day. 30 foot of water and standing timber, and I was on this guy's boat. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I was frustrated because I couldn't catch any fish. I didn't have much experience on Table Rock. First co-angler tournament. I was fishing jerkbaits and Alabama rig basically all day, and couldn't get anything to commit to a jerkbait. And got down on a knee, said a little prayer in this guy's boat as my line was sinking 30 foot.
Huh.
And I stood up, started cranking this reel, and that fish hit it. It was the only bite I had all day. While I was saying a prayer. Just
first tournament.
First tournament.
Oh, how fishermen pray.
Yeah, we pray. Believe that. Lord, I could use a little help right now, please.
Yeah, just one more. Just one more. I'll go to church.
Yes, I'll go to church next Sunday, all that good stuff. But
that's right.
Yep. And so, I finished 11th with 1 fish and big bass. That was cool.
It was. And it was your first one. It's kind of what opened the door. Mm-hmm. And now look at you.
Yep. And
awesome.
I can't remember what you said to me, but you said something along the lines, or I was going to be around for a while or something. We had just met. It was cool.
Probably told you don't drive that car near me on the way home. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to
tell you. Didn't it break down like before the next tournament? Didn't it?
No, I crashed it.
Yeah, there was something.
I was driving to work here in Fenton, Missouri, which was like 45 minutes from my house. And it was late March, a week before my birthday. My birthday is the 31st. And so I was driving down the highway on a Monday morning. We had a little cold snap that weekend and a dusting of snow the night before. And I was driving, the truck in front of me hit dry ice, started to spin out. We were going like 60.
Hmm.
And I had two options: slam into the guy or lock my brakes up and spin out with him. And that's what I did.
Hmm.
And slammed it into a median and totaled it. Yeah.
I knew it was something.
Yeah, it was a bad deal. I still went to work that day.
Because you're a worker, a baller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't scared
Gotta
to
do
work.
what we gotta do.
All right, so regionals and your news. We got to get into your news.
Yeah,
What
man,
you got
exciting.
going on this year?
Everybody always says I have this level of excitement. And of course, I don't see it because it's just who I am and what I do.
Right.
But man, 2022 is going to be so exciting for me to get to, like I put on Facebook, a new chapter, something different. I'm going to have the opportunity to go out to the Toyota Series Western Series way out in California and Arizona.
Oh, so we got to change your nickname to Hollywood.
Oh,
Hollywood Ollie
no.
Gray, baby.
No, it don't even sound right. See, it don't even come off the tongue very well. But yeah, man, I'll oversee all the tournament operations for the United States High School Trail out west, the Abel Garcia College Fishing, as well as the Toyota Series. Get to spend several weeks out there running those events. Pretty cool. Another feather in the cap and a good opportunity for me to meet more anglers. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Westerns always look cool. Now, I've never been more west than like Oklahoma.
Sure, Grand Lake's about as
Yeah,
far
I
as we
say
go,
Grand
right?
Lake is about as far west as I've ever been in my life. Now I've been to Florida and the East Coast and stuff like that, Texas, but never west.
Yeah.
So that should be fun, man. Really different world out there when it comes to geographically. Everything looks different and mountains and all that stuff.
Sure, the first one on Havasu in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. We'll be flying into Vegas, go to about 2 hours south in the canyons and desert. So definitely going to be cool to be there first week of March. And then I get to slide over to in April or May. I'm at Clear Lake, just outside of Sacramento, California. And then the big legendary Cal Delta.
The Delta. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
How sweet is that going to be? I was talking with Kathy Fennell when she asked me if this is something I'd be excited to do. And she went out there several years ago to a weigh-in, and she thought she saw the biggest fat bass ever weighed in, like an 11-pounder. And then 10 minutes later, a 12-pounder. And then a few minutes later, a 13, and then a 14. And, those weights just don't seem to be there like they were back in the day. But, man, to be out there and see the weights that they do catch. And again, I get to meet a whole new group of anglers. I've got thousands and thousands of social media followings. I always have. I love the people that fish for us. And the feeling's mutual. I get it back from them.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I don't know a single person out there, but I'm looking forward to it. And,
I mean, I know very few, and that's just from the Toyota Series Championship and from Facebook,
Yeah. I've got great friends in the industry. Like you said, the Midwest going east. I've got you and my buddy Jim Leary and Angel Rosario and Todd Goad. And I've got so many close friends that I've made over the years that I'm looking forward to see who I'll meet next. How many fish I get to weigh in, who I get to pray for in the mornings before takeoff. It's going to be awesome.
Right. And that's my number one thing that I've loved about fishing FLW, Major League Fishing, for 8 years now, since 14. And that's all the people that I've met, the friends that I've made, the connections I've made, lifelong friends, and I mean, literally, I could almost go to anywhere in the country and know somebody that's like, hey, we'll go fishing on my local, Texas and Florida. And like literally just from fishing these tournaments and meeting people, and then social media too, it's been the best time I've had in my life, just meeting the people, whether win, lose, draw, whether I sucked every tournament or I won everyone, it wouldn't matter. It's just, that's what it's about to me, doing the co-angler thing at least.
Well, that's kind of the hard part nowadays that we don't have the registrations, in-person registration, in-person meetings.
Right.
Not that we all needed to hear the rules one more time. Not that we all needed to stand around. But I'm telling you, man, when I was a kid, I used to go to my dad's Midwest bass tournaments.
Yeah.
And stand in the parking lots,
And just listen to the old heads talk fishing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I still got guys that will be the first one at the boat ramp at 4:00 for registration, and he'll be the last one to leave. And I watch him work the folks and work the crowd and shake hands. The camaraderie, there's more to tournament fishing than just wetting a line and getting a check at the end of the day.
Hey, and that's so prevalent in you used to be the tournament director for where I mentioned the Ozark division. That's a big deal there. Just everybody knows everybody. And, it took me quite a while to kind of get to know everybody and,
sure,
the scene, but I pretty much know them all now. I don't know if they all like me, but hey, that's all right.
Hey,
they're like, hey, Crane, take your ass back to Illinois.
You can't make everybody happy. It's all good. We love you.
I stopped trying to do that a long time ago, brother.
Yeah, Zoom meetings, they're fantastic. Technology's great, but it has killed, unfortunately, that side of
the social part of it.
Yeah. That's right. Hanging out on Friday night. Granted, guys are still getting together because I see the Zoom meetings and I can see someone's camera and there'll be 8 guys sitting at a Mexican restaurant eating, all watching the meeting. So it's still happening, just in smaller groups in other places.
Yep. Yeah. And we got to have one for the championship, Toyota championship this year.
Yeah.
Where they gave us all goodie bags because last year we didn't have that, and I was kind of upset about it because one of the cool things about making the Toyota Series championship is you get a bunch of free stuff and all that. I mean, as fishermen, we like hats, we like stickers and all G juice and all that stuff. And then of course the tournament for me sucked, but it was a really good event.
Yeah, you can't go wrong anytime you make a championship. And you're right, the swag bags are awesome. The All-American, they get everything from rods, reels, Yetis. It's there. And and what we've been able to do in the All-American is do like a drive-through kind of registration where we allow them to come one at a time, come through, and pick their stuff up. So it's still pretty cool. But then we send them on the way for the rules meeting. Everything's done Zoom. But let's just hope one day, meetings aren't gone forever. They'll be back. The sponsors love it. The anglers love it. I see us going back someday to where it's like a hybrid. I'll probably always have a Zoom meeting no matter what, or some type of, video meeting. I think this year we're using Teams. There's a Teams link that we send out. Okay. But we just did the Sam Rayburn one. It worked fantastic. So anyways, not to say that in-person meetings are gone forever, but for now we're still holding down the fort with COVID,
Yeah, I mean, and you're also at the mercy of a lot of these states. I won't say what color these states are that are the real bad ones, but I live in one.
Right.
Just saying.
Right. Well, man, keep everybody safe. I would hate to make everyone sick that I was around just because they came to listen to me tell them they got to catch 5 at 15 inches.
Well, I'm thinking these variants that are running around here without getting too far into it are kind of taking care of all that for us. I think we're starting to approach the end of this, which they call it endemic, not a pandemic.
The endemic. I like it.
Endemic.
Yeah. Nice. I like it.
All right. So talk about your kiddos, man. I mean, when I first met you, that was 8 years ago. How old are your babies now, man?
Gosh, Riley is 11. And Aiden's 14 now. So, yeah, when she was running around the weigh-in tubs, she's 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah. Not much older than my little guy.
Yeah, you've got a couple of rugrats now that are getting older.
Yeah. Carter Michael will be 7 in July, and then Warren will be 3 in June.
Oh, yeah. See, it don't take long because Riley was 3. So if you think back, it was just yesterday she was 3, where she's 11 going on 40. And then my 14-year-old, he is 14 going on barely 14 in a day.
Hey, he's a boy, man.
That's right. He's content being 14.
Yeah.
As long as he's got his Oculus and his Alexa. If I say that loud enough, they'll all go off in the house.
Yeah, I got a couple of my house too.
Yeah. My daughter have to say the lady behind the speaker, Dad. You can't say it very loud. Yeah. So no, man, I'm blessed. Got the wife Shanna over here staying in cabinets, and we're blessed here in Western Kentucky.
Shanna, I went and got you put her to work, Hey,
Oh yeah, she worked all day long, even on Martin Luther King Day.
and
I
comes
had
and
the day
stains cabinets at night. Look at that.
working on the cabinets.
I'm actually on call right now at work. I'm on call. Yeah, I am. Like if they call me, I got an hour to go for a call. But if they call me right now, I'll tell them, we'll finish this up here shortly. Yeah. So
Hey, some props for Rob Crane. Let me tell you, again, Rob and I been around this game, the fishing industry for a long time. You meet a lot of people, but I got to throw some props to Rob. Man, I bet his phone rings not only for work, but people all the time. We're blowing up your phone like, hey, man, my so and so. I have called Rob in the middle of the night and be like, dude, my hot water heater went down. It's an element. It's this, it's that. We talk it out, do a little video deal. Man, he fixed us right up. And go figure. I mean, unfortunately, it was just a fuse.
yeah. Hey.
I'm talking like in the wall fuse,
Yeah.
like the outlet plug is all it was. But man,
Yeah.
we broke it down and man, you helped us out.
Hey, first thing, whenever I'm trying to fix something, I say, does it have voltage? That's the first thing. So I just kind of went into work mode on that one, And then if it does have voltage, then you start doing steps after that. But then it gets a little hairy. So that was an easy one. I'll take that one. Shoot.
Well, we appreciate it. You got us back up and running. We was fixing to run to Lowe's and buy a hot water heater. And I was like, wait, call my boy Rob.
Let's call Rob.
That's right.
I remember that. Yep. So I went to Alan and Shanna's wedding.
Yeah, you did.
How long ago was that now? Carter was like 2.
Now you're going to test me. No,
like
not even.
4 years?
Like 4 years ago.
Yeah. 4 years ago?
In fact, I seen in my Facebook memories today, I put the ring on Shanna's finger for engagement 4 years ago today. So this year upcoming will be our 4-year wedding anniversary. Yeah, man.
Man, you guys are just old married couple now.
A couple of old biddies painting cabinets.
So, Alan, man, you'll be proud of me. I know you got on the fitness kick, which you're way leaps of heads of bounds of my progress so far. But I've been a skinny guy pretty much my whole life, and my normal walking weight, like 160, 165 pounds. Well, about a year and a half ago, I was stressed the hell out year ago and not eating right, working too much, and stressed on just about everything, And I was like 150 pounds.
Wow.
And now I'm up to 170 plus, so I'm chipping away at it. I've been working out a little bit and taking, protein and supplements and stuff, trying to get healthy,
Not a boy. It's such a weird deal for me. I was always a little bitty guy. I mean, little bitty. I mean, I graduated high school 4'11" and weighed 85 pounds.
Jeez, you had a late spurt there, brother.
I did. And then by the time I was 24, I was maybe 5'4", 5'5", maybe weighed 130 pounds all the way up till I was 30 years old. Now I'm about 5'9", a little more. I won't tell my weight, unfortunately, but I'm way up there. But man, I always said, God, I wish I could work out. I wish I could do that. And through my teens and my 20s, I was too small. I mean, I couldn't put a pound on. Right. So I turned 40 and I started getting really big. I got up to about 210 pounds. And I said, that's enough. And put a commitment in. And that was about 4 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago, somewhere in there. Actually, more than that. If I'm 46 now, so it was a while back.
I have an older brother your age.
Oh, you do? Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have 3 older brothers. My oldest brother Jason is your age, and he lives down in Florida.
Oh, sweet.
And you guys actually kind of remind me of each other. He's a short dude. He's about 5'6".
Whoa! I said I was 5'9".
For 5'9". Well, I'm saying he's a little shorter. Well, he might be 5'8". I don't know. He's shorter than me. I know that. And I'm 5'11". So, but Jason's always been the shortest out of us 4 boys, and he's a very outgoing, personable guy. You guys, like I said, you guys kind of remind me of each other.
Nice.
But I'm going to do a quick giveaway for everybody that's commented. If you're watching, hurry up and leave a comment, because here in about 2 minutes, I'm going to draw for a whole bunch of baits. We got this Thunderhawk bag here. It's just a little shoulder bag. It's not very big. You can't put 3,600 boxes in it or nothing, but maybe your old lady might want to put something in there when she goes fishing, or you could put, maybe a couple cold ones in there, ice cold beverages of your choice, things of that nature. But in this bag, first things first, we got the new, unreleased yet, hasn't been released on the website yet, but it will be shortly, the Grunt Hybrid Jig. Got a little teardrop shape to them. Nice little flipping, cast and jig. Basically do anything you want with that little guy. We got that. We got the lipless crankbaits, the Sergeants. And these guys here have swivels built into them. The hooks spin, and then they're nose weighted, so they like to sit nose down when they hit the bottom. And very, very good rattle trap here. Now, 3/4 ounce ones rattle, 1/2 ounce ones are silent. You get 2 of those. Then we got the A10 square bill that we came out with. This thing right here loves barreling through cover. Throw ugly stuff at it. She likes it. She lives for it. She'll own it. I'm just saying.
I like the red one. It's that time of year.
Oh, I know, dude. That right there is beast.
Oof,
this one,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's a silent one too. So that's 1/2 ounce silent. The 1/2 ounce and the 3/4 ounce are the same bait. It's just the 3/4 got ridiculously loud rattles, and then the 1/2 ounce one is silent, which you don't see many silent ones. You know, Clearwater guys, the silent rattle trap. Step your game up. We got the suspended jerkbait, the Slash 110. This is in the new perch scheme we came out this year. Love those jerkbaits. And then these are new here. We just got these on the website. These are the Grenade, and these are made in our own proprietary blend of an indestructible plastic. So it's similar to another kind of plastic that they got and on the market, but we made our own blend. So that's ours, and we got 2 sizes. One's a 3 1/4 or 3 3/4, and one's 2 3/4. These little dudes would be real good for drop shotting, Carolina rigging. I mean, I guess you could put it on the back of a jig if you want.
Is it like a? Let me see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little rib dude. There's a similar bait that came out a couple years back, or last year in the Northeast, and they're killing them on these things up there. So we went ahead and designed our own version of a similar style little dude.
What's that dude called?
This is called the Grenade.
Gotcha.
Yep, and he's even got little eyes on him.
See
but yeah, I mean, drop shotting it, you could do vertical or horizontal with the guy. You know, I'd probably do horizontal, honestly.
Little Ned rig action.
Yeah, Ned rig, that would be a good idea too. Yeah, like I said, I haven't even thrown these things yet, but I'm excited to do so. All right, so giveaway time. Whoever's commented, Mr. Mark McWah says, "What's up?"
Oh, McWeezy.
McWeezy. Mr. Tom Mix, how are you, sir? We got the Hunt for Larry Hoggins in here. We got Rodney Allen, Matt Holder. What's up, Matt?
Hey, I was going through those comments just a second ago, finally.
Yeah.
And kind of to clear up a little bit, maybe. I'm still running BFL tournaments. I still have 4 divisions of the BFL out there on top of the West Coast stuff. So 2022, I will have the Music City division, Savannah River division, the Michigan division. Oh, I'm missing one. Michigan, Music City, Savannah River. Oh, and Mississippi. It's been a minute since I've been in Mississippi, but the Mississippi division.
That'll be a slugfest.
Oh, man, Pickwick, Ross Barnett. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Pickwick in February 19th. It's going to be cold, but watch them smash them. But, man, yeah. So I saw on there that someone asked if I was leaving the Ozarks. Unfortunately, yes. I will be out of the Ozarks going forward this year, but man, like always, I'll be back. I always kind of swing around.
Right.
Anyways, didn't mean to take away from your giveaway. I just saw that.
Oh no, you're good.
Disclaimer out there.
No, you're good, brother. We're just giving a couple shout outs. Mr. J Neer, what's up, buddy? Jim Wells, Cody, what's up, brother? Josh Miller, Craig Holsey, Steve Bocock. Uncle Steve is in the house.
Steve.
Alan.
Yeah, I like Steve.
Steve just bounced back from a bout of COVID, and he got really sick in the hospital with that stuff. So glad to see you back out and on your feet, brother.
Yeah, man, we were messaging the other day. I was kind of checking on him, and he's had a tough go for quite a minute with it. So it's good to hear that he's back home and fighting it.
It's so crazy how it affects so many people differently. Even like, they always say, underlying conditions, all that, but I've seen a handful of people that were completely healthy,
Oh, it hit our house in October.
Yep.
It dang near killed me, it seemed like. My wife knocked her down for maybe a day or two, but she was back to work, as quick as she could. Didn't do much. My son, a little down, But my
Right.
daughter, you never even thought she had anything wrong with her. So all 4 of us had it
Right.
at the same time in the same house, quarantined
Yep.
all together. But we all had different symptoms and different things. And I'll be honest with you, I think it still has lingering effects on me still to today. I'm still kind of seeing some doctors for coughs and still this and that. And it's a pain. It's a pain. But yeah, it definitely affects people different.
Yeah, what I've read, they said that like the antibodies sometimes that your body will produce to combat that guy for some reason will attach itself to healthy cells after the fact.
Yeah.
So it's causing like inflammation and some people's heart, some people's wherever. Um,
Yeah.
I've read a bunch of weird stuff about it. I actually just seen one on Reuters posted this a couple weeks back that over in Europe they did a study on X amount of men. Now they didn't say if they got poked or not, but they were saying like 60% lower sperm count, all that kind of stuff, and it was like, well, that's interesting. I never heard of a bug that affects your lungs and
A respiratory.
yeah, that's gonna affect
You
I
never
mean,
know.
I guess if like your oxygen dropped down, but if it didn't, I
Mm,
don't understand. That's a
I don't
weird one.
know. That's what briefs are for.
Thanks, China. That's all I can say about that. Shout out to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's right.
All right,
That's right.
y'all. Here it is. Drum roll, Alan. We are gonna switch over to the screen share here. All right, we got the screen share. We got 20 entries. Now, I
Oh.
think one of them may be me. So if it's me, I'm just gonna draw again, y'all. All right.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're gonna draw now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I saw McWall in there. Bocock. Near. Bocock. Halsey.
Rodney
Rodney
Allen. Rodney Allen, let me write this
Nice.
down.
That was pretty cool.
Is the winner. Yeah, they
That's
just came
exciting.
out
I
with
want to
this.
give more stuff away now.
I know. I know.
I'll give my kids away on that. That's pretty neat.
All right. Now we are going back to our split screen. There we go.
That's pretty
So,
cool,
yeah,
man. Well done.
Rodney Allen, you have won a big old box of baits and a nice little bag to go with it. And yeah, you will have one of these jigs, and I only have one of these jigs. So congrats on that. Yeah, good looking little jig. Dig it. So for me, I'm just gonna fish the BFLs this year. I'm gonna miss the Toyota series. I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Had a sponsor lined up for this year that was a cash sponsor, and I don't know exactly where the status is. It's basically construction business. So he's gonna help this year, but to what extent I don't know. So I'm gonna focus on that boat I got and just fishing the BFLs and the Illini's. The way I look at it is I probably have a better chance at winning one of the tournaments on the Illini Trail than I do the Ozarks, even though I know them so well. Less risk driving an old tow rig with an old boat, less risk, closer to home, and less, expenses too.
Sure.
Ren Lake's only an hour and change from my house, and then Shelbyville twice, which is about 2+ hours, and then we got a Paducah, the Ohio River down there in Paducah. We're going out of this year.
Well, man, I tell people all the time there's different types of tournament anglers. You got the Ozarks guys, and you're right. I mean, what a hammerfest. I always say it's one of the toughest divisions in all of fishing. When you got the Bear Horsts and the Andy Newcombs and the Marcus Sikoras and Jeremy Lawyer. I mean, an angler of the year was
James Watson, everybody.
James Watson. I mean, everybody. Casey Scanlon, you name it, they're fishing that.
They're fishing.
And we go to these Smash Fest lakes where we have 230 boats. We had 230 boats in the first, second, third, fourth tournaments last year, and 217 in the fifth. First time anyone's ever had a tournament trail that big, but they all caught limits every tournament. So that's one way to look at things. You got to go down and compete against those guys,
right?
And everyone's going to catch a fish. Or you take somebody like yourself that's extremely patient, that can grind out with the best of them and fish a lake like Ren Lake, where you're going to have 8 limits. And the 1 4.5, 5 pounder is going to win big fish and probably the tournament. Right. And not that those Illini guys can't fish, because I promise you, they can fish with the best of them on Red
It's
Lake, the
it's
best of
it's
them
the
on
lakes.
Shelbyville.
It's the lakes we
Yes,
got, man. The
that's
management,
right.
DNR, they just do a piss poor job at stocking. Um,
What?
now
That's
now if you want
Illinois.
now if you
It's
want to go
amazing
catch
there.
catch some crappie and some hybrid, some wipers and stuff, have at it.
Dude, just you know what? When the fishing sucks on Shelbyville, put down the rod, pick up an A rig, go shallow, like 3-4 foot,
Mhm.
start whacking muskies. I love muskie fishing.
Yeah, they're in there. I was like,
Yes.
I was wondering where you were going with that, but I understand completely what you're saying now. Because I was
So
like,
A
if
rig
I'm,
or a
hey,
cowgirl.
yep, yep. Now,
I used to
uh,
go up there every November, October,
I'm
November,
good.
just spend a couple days.
I'll call it. I'm gonna do all right at Shelbyville this year. We go there twice. I do have a little history with it. I fun fished it a little bit over the years, and fished a USA Bassin deal there a couple years back, and they like a jig in that lake. So generally, when I go to a lake that the fish like a jig, which is almost every lake I ever been
All of
to,
them. All of them.
I usually do all right. So I think I have a very good chance of making the regional, which is up at La Crosse. Never been there. That seems
Pretty tough with a
like a hoot.
jig, unless it's a swim jig.
Right, right, yeah, swim jig and maybe a frog and stuff like that. I hear there's lots of grass, so shoot, even though
Yeah,
the
that's
lip,
why you got to get a. It'd be tough on the jig.
yeah, yeah. Now, I'm sure there's areas I can find where it might be some jiggy water, but I've never really been there, so I'll be doing a lot of research on it this year. Look at all the events over there, watch them, and all that kind of deal. But
There's been a
so
bunch of them there, especially in the fall.
yeah, yeah, and apparently it's a really good fishery, even
Oh,
though it's
it's
up
phenomenal.
north, for guys like us, we're like, oh, it must be smallmouth territory. Now there is smallmouth there, but it's a good greenfish fishery.
Oh, no doubt, no question. Pool 7, 8, and 9 of the Mississippi River out of La Crosse. Yeah, you can't go wrong anywhere up there. I mean, you get up by Wabasha, which I think is three pools. Pools 3, 4, and 5, and then you got Prairie du Chien, which is like 5, 6, and 7. I mean, that all that
Mhm.
up there is amazing.
Yeah, never been up to any of that stuff, so I'm excited to get up there for sure. All right, let's see here.
You'll do well,
So
man.
we,
I'm looking forward to keeping track of you, on the BFL scene this year, especially like you said with your boat, going as
mhm.
a boater.
Yep,
It's kind of exciting. It's kind of cool to see, kind of fresh.
yeah, and the naysayers out there, there's what some of these fishermen are. They just like to belittle anybody they can to make their little make their little ego bigger. And it went from years ago to me just being a local fisherman. Oh, you're a pond fisherman. Blah blah blah. Then you're just a co-angler. Oh, then I mean, a lot of these guys who were like that towards me, kind of their little backhanded comments. Most of them, I made more money co-angling than they ever had bass fishing. So go figure that. But this year, if I have any type of success this year in front of the boat, that'll silence some of them naysayers, and that usually makes me happy on the inside.
You will, man. But that first tournament is going to say a lot.
Yep.
You could chalk it up like we don't have the bite we want to have. It was my first one, but don't look at it
Yep.
that way. Just keep grinding like it's been your 10th one.
I'm just going to approach this division like I do as a co-angler, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll figure out really what I'm going to do pre-fishing, but I'm not going to be scared to downsize and get small, I'm a power fisherman by trade, but I do know how to get finessey, but I'm not Mr. Finesse. I'm not going to stand there with a spinning rod with a drop shot all day. I'm just not going to do it. So what I do is power fish smaller baits, and I've had a lot of success doing so. And I won co-angler of the year this year doing so. So
yeah. I love the Facebook post. Not one spinning reel or
I
spinning
didn't
rod in my
now
hand for the year
now
or something. It
I
was
brought
fantastic.
I brought one every tournament, uh, and it was in the boat day one of every tournament, but it just turned out that it wasn't going to happen. So I just never picked it up,
Ain't
never
gonna
picked it
do it.
up. And I mean, like Lake of the Ozarks, it was an Alabama rig and jerkbait bite, super tough. The lake was froze when we got there, and
Yeah,
yeah, we didn't even know if we were going to have that derby, and super tough bite. And I think I caught 3 fish and finished 20th. So that tells you right
right,
there.
right.
Um, second one was at Grand. You know me, I'm a junk fisherman, so that's just Rob Crane right all over it. Every time I've been there, I've cashed a good check. Took third there in a BFL. 11th in a Toyota, and then I took 5th this year. And I just junk fished my ass off the back, throwing some smaller baits and stuff. And then Dardanelle was a super tough grind, but grinded out a few fish on a jig and cranking and stuff, and good enough to win it.
Don't need a spinning rod.
No,
Don't need it. No, nope.
Overrated. No, I know these guys like, oh, I know how to fish spinner rod. I know how to get finesse. I've done it. If we would have went to Table Rock this year, I probably would have had it in my hand quite a bit. But you put me on some stained water or muddy water, junk fishing type deals, like I'm back home fishing on a river, I'll go to work.
Right.
So we'll see how the Illini goes. It'll be interesting, It's going to be a struggle for everybody. I already know that. Like, without divulging too much information, I did fish Wren this year as a boater. My boat was not ready by any stretch of the imagination. My steering was jacked up on the boater, and I could only fish by weighing. But anyway, the guy who won it, they had to basically get as far away from the weigh-in as they possibly could. The co-angler and the boater. So that tells you.
I've given so many checks away to guys that I can see from the boat ramp, though. You know what I mean? I mean, guys run a long ways. I get it, Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Some call them retreads. I call them check cashing fish.
call them a fish that'll bite. Shoot. A lot of them turbies, man.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it's been the past handful of years in the Toyotas, man. It's been tough, like a grind on almost every event. Like there hasn't been many events we showed up to that was just on fire,
Well, man, it happens even in a BFL. When you have 230, 260 boats fishing an event, I mean, how many of them guys have been out there 4 or 5 days?
I know.
Ripping lips, sore mouthing them, practicing, looking for a pattern, and then come tournament day, they wonder why they can't get a bite. Because
I say it all the time.
You just all the time.
Now, pre-fishing with Marcus Sikora the past 3 years, that man knows how to pre-fish.
Promise you.
Goes to his area, knows there should be fish there. Oh, there's a bite, shakes it off. Let's leave. Pulls the trolling motor up, gets the hell out. You know what I mean? He knows. I'm the same way when it comes to pre-fishing. Now, of course, you probably want to jolt a couple here and there just to see what they are, but if you're getting bites, take your hooks off your crankbait. Clip a barb off a jig. That kind of stuff you can do, and that fish may bite game day, You didn't just disturb it out of its habitat and make it all schizophrenic.
We still get the guys, and we love them, and I love them, but we still get the guys that come to the trailer on Fridays. Hey, I'm going to sign up for this tournament. Oh, great. You're fished with us before? Nope, but I've been out there 3 days in a row, and I've caught 20 pounds all 3 days. Mm-hmm. I love taking their entries, and I love making a new friend. But I promise you, I already know it at that point. I'm not going to see him at the weigh-in. He done caught them all.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to win practice, And like, yeah, this year, Dardanelle, me and Marcus were pre-fishing, and we were fishing like we were already on a pattern. We already had a pattern. We had the baits that was producing. We were shaking fish off left and right, and so we left and we went and fished some totally different stuff with some chocolate milk. And I just happened to cast a jig out, deep water, deep grass line, chocolate milk, and I'm just sitting there shaking it, and he takes the boat off in the opposite direction, puts it on high, and so my jig is way out there and off the back of the boat. And so next thing you know, boom, boom. I'm like, oh no, I didn't even set the hook. I'm like, hey. He goes, what? I said, I got a big one. We look back 30 yards, and this 6-pounder just comes out of the water. I'm like, whoa, shit. I didn't mean to catch that, but sorry.
Nice.
I mean, but we weren't fishing that stuff anyway. At that point, we were already just checking out other stuff,
Nice. Yeah.
So how's the family besides the little ones and the wife?
We're golden. We're golden.
Yeah.
The tornadoes came through here in Western Kentucky. I don't know how close they came to where you're at, coming from through Arkansas area. Unbelievable. I wasn't home. Jan and I had left town
Yeah.
But of course, our kids were here in the area. We were in Nashville, believe it or not, just waiting to jump on a plane for another one of our little getaways. But
Right.
To come home and just, we're very lucky that our home was unaffected. But I mean,
Right.
it was literally within, as the bird flies, 2 miles.
Dude, it
You
was
know,
there.
I was at, I was at the hotel that night watching the Weather Channel, and we live between two towns, little bitty towns. They don't even have I don't even know why they're towns, but there's Sharp and there's Palma, which is just north of Draft, Kentucky Dam Marina.
Right.
And I'm watching the Weather Channel, and they say if you live between Palma and Sharp, you need to. It's happening. It's going down right now as we speak. And I promise you, man, I got out of the bed at the hotel, got down on my knees, and started praying for our home and our families. And it missed us. It missed us. Not that my prayers did anything, but I didn't know what else to do. I was completely helpless where I was at. But unfortunately, it did get a lot of people, and to drive around the areas here around the lake, Cambridge Shores, Vista Shores, which is just north of Moores on the water. Can't even imagine what it looks like. I went through there a week ago.
Yeah, I seen all the pictures and the videos of the destruction down there, and it is absolutely insane. When that same system came through here before it got to y'all, I was actually in St. Charles, Missouri that night. I was about 40 minutes from my house and heard the sirens, all that. I knew weather was coming in. So once I started getting, notifications on the phone and all that, that it was coming, I tried to hightail it back to Illinois. Said, I'm going to try to outrun this thing, get out of there. Terrible decision. So I get on 70. And instead of going into St. Louis, I wanted to beat the traffic. So I got on 270 by the airport and got into Illinois, up there. Well, as soon as I did that, I was on 270 going down, and then I was going to hit Highway 255 in Illinois. Well, the tornado was there. I ran into it. There was a down light pole across the highway. I hit it, blew out my front right tire, and within a quarter mile, half a mile from where I was the Amazon warehouse that got ripped in half.
Really?
There was semi trucks turned over. It was insane. And when I blew my tire out, I drove into it. I was right behind that tornado. Didn't know it because it was raining so hard. It was just, it was a rain, just downpour where you couldn't see anything. So scary.
Well, Shanna and I talked, and if there's anything that comes from this, hopefully, and I know myself included, I mean, let's say you're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, and that horrible alarm goes off, and your TV show gets interrupted, and you're like,
right,
come on. And it's telling you right across the screen, take cover right now, heading for your county. And what do we do?
Go outside,
turn the cable box off and turn the cable box back on and see if my show can come back. We don't do anything. So
it's because we're used to it,
That's right. I mean, how many times have we been at our job or at the grocery store and everybody's phone blows up, the weather alert, and you just like, oh, that's annoying. You shut off and keep doing what you're doing.
1,000 times.
Everybody does. So at least maybe now that, at least in our neck of the woods, have seen this devastation, maybe we'll think twice next time,
Yeah, and that was my bad too, because I'm a fisherman, so I'm always checking the Doppler radar and stuff, and I've always kind of been a science nerd, so I know quite a bit about meteorology, and try to be a weatherman when you're on the water,
You're right.
You don't trust the news, the weatherman. You need to learn how to do that yourself, because it'll save you some heartache when you're out there in the middle of a lake and then a cell comes through. But anyway, I didn't look at it that night. I just didn't have the app on my phone. Could have looked at it and said, yeah, that's coming. That's bad. And I need to go. Nope, didn't do it. Almost drove into the son of a bitch.
Jeez. We left for the airport and walked out in the driveway. It was like, gosh. And it was like 6:00 in the afternoon. We walked out like, oof, this is weird. It's 75 degrees. There's not a breath of air, and the humidity was high and
calm before the storm.
It was horrible. So, anyways, hey, listen, I know I'm blessed to be here, but I'm bound to about 8% battery. So if I'm
Brother,
just telling you,
you're good, man.
it's going soon.
Yeah, you're good, brother, man. I appreciate you coming on. And of course, y'all, if you are not part of the BFL and Toyota Series page on
Why
Facebook,
wouldn't you?
yeah, I mean, if you fish MLF, get on there. And what's the exact name of it, Alan?
Oh, now you're gonna check me.
Yeah, it's like BFL and Toyota
Phoenix
Series.
Boats, Bass Fishing League, Toyota Series, linking and information, or something like that.
Yeah, something along that. So type in
Yeah.
Phoenix Bass Fishing League
There
and
you go.
Toyota Series, and it should pop up.
That's right.
Join that. There's a wealth of information on there. Alan him and a couple other guys have, over the years, have kind of spearheaded that to just have a way to communicate with all the anglers if they have, questions. We see the same questions all the time. So if you search the page for, something that you're thinking, you'll probably find the answer to it in another question somebody's already asked. So do that first. If you can't locate the information, ask a question on there.
It might save you some heartache, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be patient. There's some people on there that don't understand that. Yeah, that's right. The brochure.
You can read this. This will tell you a lot of things that you need to know. You can ask somebody like me if you want to get into being a co-angler. I know a little bit about that. I've helped. I couldn't even tell you how many guys get started as being a co-angler in FLW Major League Fishing over the years. And I think I'm going to do on YouTube one last co-angler video that's going to be like a half hour long of just going top to bottom over everything. And then that'll be it. No more co-angler videos.
Right.
Well, be my
well,
last
they're out there. You've done them all.
Yeah, I've done quite a few on here, but like I said, I'll do one last one on YouTube, and then that'll be it.
We can only help so many, Rob.
Can't save them all, Alan. Can't save them all, brother.
We can lead them to water, but we can't make them drink.
Amen. But hey, God bless you and the family, brother. Like I said, we've been trying to do this for like a month. Alan's been, out there in paradise and all that, living his best life.
That's right.
So, hey, we couldn't make it happen yet, but I appreciate you. You're my boy, Blue, and I look forward to following along this year with your endeavors, and I'll definitely be paying more attention to the Western Division for sure.
I'm looking forward to getting away in some fish. February 19th, Pickwick, Mississippi, then March 3rd through the 5th, I'm at Lake Havasu, so out in Arizona.
Yep. And you guys out west, anybody watches this, you guys are getting a good one. And anybody that's had Alan as a tournament director will tell you the exact same. McWah, the lineup you guys have with Major League Fishing, you guys are all rock stars. And Alan's one of the best dudes in the industry. So follow along. Alan, you do have a Facebook page too, don't you?
No. I got rid of the whole
the tournament director page.
Tournament director. Yeah. I kind of did away with that a while back just because I don't know, at one point I had
it was too much.
20,000. Yeah. It got to be much. And to be honest with you, it was mostly wives. Not to get personal, but a lot of it was wives because what happens is these wives didn't want to be my Facebook friend, which they shouldn't be anyway. But they would follow my professional page so that, because back then is when I was doing all the live weigh-ins myself. FLW was not. I was doing them.
Yep.
That's right.
So they could watch the weigh-ins,
so they could watch their spouse and their son and their cousins all. But then I started noticing, like, golly, this is all women.
I remember
what is going on here.
I remember when you guys were first starting to do the lives and all that. Me and you talked in excess about how you should go about it, this and that. And now you guys just post them all on that page that we just talked about.
That's right. I try to share the link even before I can start weighing in. Sometimes it's hard because of the time. But yeah, all of our weigh-ins are live on MajorLeagueFishing.com. Then we have one featured weigh-in every weekend on Facebook. And then that page we're talking about, the BFL Toyota Series page, a lot of us directors will share or drive those weigh-ins there as well. So,
right. Yep. And Toyota Series, of course, you can watch all those live on the website,
Oh, the app, man. I tell you what, people ask me questions all the time. The app is where it's at. Now, I don't have a Droid phone. I've got an Apple product. But I promise you, I'm on that app every day. Every day. During tournament season, I live on it.
When I fish, you know, I pull up the app. Soon as I check into the weigh-in, I get on the app and go to the live feed and leaderboard so I can see, okay, I got this much. This guy's got this much. All right, I'm gonna be top 10 or I suck, whatever.
Yeah.
And then after I weigh in, when I'm leaving the weigh-in, you go back to the hotel and get ready for the next day or whatever, I'm watching it the whole time,
Yeah, that's where it's at. And something new this year. I don't know all the details of it, and I'm not let the cat out the bag, but a big fantasy fishing move where there can be groups. And so you need a Roughneck Fishing Show fantasy fishing group. We'll chat it up. We'll talk about how you can set that group up, and everybody that watches your feeds and follows your page can be in there and play for all kinds of stuff. And it's free. So
hell yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely take advantage of that. I know you guys rolled out the fantasy fishing. It's been a few years now.
Oh gosh, like 2010 was the first millionaire.
Yep.
I think when we gave out the $1 million, I think we did that a couple years in a row.
Yep.
Golly, trucks and quads and I mean, you name it. It was crazy there for a minute. But right. And we broke the market on the fantasy fishing, and I get it now. There's the Elite Series guys got a fantasy fishing, and I mean everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's been great. So it's gonna be exciting.
And a new partnership with Bolly's I seen.
Yeah, the online sports betting. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty big stuff.
Can we bet on BFLs?
No. I don't think so. But it is going to be exciting to see how this online betting is going to work out. I don't even know how it's going to work yet. The odds versus who we're putting money on. And obviously I can't put money on anybody. I'll Pete Rose that thing,
Yeah, you figure there'll be like little pot shot bets where you bet on, if he weighs in a 2-pounder, who gets big bass? Like, are they going to be X amount for top 10, X amount for top 5, and kind of like horse betting, so who knows?
I don't know, man. It's going to be cool though. If you're into that kind of thing, like I live for fantasy football. I mean, I live for it. I love to gamble, not that I go to the casino and play blackjack, but I just love to be like, hey, I'll play you for this, or I'll bet you that. Anyways, online betting and Major League Fishing, the tour, how cool is that?
Yeah, that's pretty neat, man. I seen that, I guess, about a week ago or so, and I was like, well, I'll be damned. Look at that. Would you just look at it?
Yeah.
Just
look at it.
Just look at it. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Once again, congratulations to Mr. Rodney Allen to tonight's live giveaway.
It was meant to be. His last name is my first name.
See? Look at that. Yep. That's how it works, folks. But all right, God bless you, Allen. I appreciate you, brother. And
man.
I'll have to hit you up this year and bring them little knuckleheads of mine down to Kentucky, and maybe we'll hit the water one weekend that you're free.
We will, dude. God bless, brother.
All right, brother. You too. Later. All right, y'all. So that's it. Robbie wanting to get the Pete Rose penalty. What's up, Steve? So there we go, y'all. There's episode number 4 of the Let's Go Fishing Show with your boy Rob Crane and our special guest Alan. Once again, thanks for coming on, brother. Alan, you, sir, are the man. And if y'all, like I said, if you're friends with Facebook on Alan on Facebook, follow him along. He's got a big old schedule he's going to be contested with this year. So shout out to everybody down there at MLF. I'll see you guys this year. My first tournament ain't till May. So I still got a little ways to go. That's all right, though. I still got quite a bit to do to my boat. So y'all have a good night. Rob Crane signing out from the Armpit of America, the Roughneck Fishing Show. Later.